Hi guys, today we're gonna talk about the obstacles in the way of meditation. This is not necessarily gonna be a how-to video, there is already a lot of knowledge out there about techniques and all that. And yeah, I'm probably gonna make one too soon, but for today, let's just focus on breaking the string of resistance. Of course, obstacle, it's a very subjective term. In reality, they are just things you judge negatively. But stress not, because obstacles point out the next step you need to make, and once you overcome them, they become the highlight of your evolution. When we are meditating for the first time, we all have a very familiar feeling, and that is because every human being on the planet experienced this. The reason we don't remember and we cannot recall the state of being is because we do it mostly unconsciously. This is happening, for example, when we are focusing on a hobby or when we are trying to fall asleep. There are people out there, and I don't necessarily mean enlightened people, who have moments of meditation all throughout their daily life. When they are working, when they are cooking, when they are walking, whatever. These kinds of people have a quieter mind, a less stronger ego. And for them, meditation comes easier with not so much effort because they are kind of already there by default. But there are other kind of people with a very active mind, with a strong identification with their ego. And for these people, things don't feel as easy as they sound. And for exactly these people is this video for. Of course, the reason I can talk about this is because I was there too. I know the process and I know the struggle. And for exactly this reason, I can tell you that the harder it comes for you to meditate, the more you need it in your life. Okay, so we're gonna break this into three parts: the setup, the motivation, and the detachment. No, this is not about candlelights or finding the darkest cage. Not even complete silence, it's a requirement. More like an excuse. Because when you are asking for complete silence and privacy in order to meditate, then you are not being completely realistic. You are still asking for fantasies. The point is that you are where you are right now, and there is nothing that can stop you from meditating right now if you choose to. Obstacles are obstacles just because you choose to see them like that. So to ask for a setup with no distractions, it's again pretty unrealistic because those might never end. Even your heartbeat, the song of a bird, or the wind can be seen as a distraction if you let it. So, of course, meditation cannot require you to exclude yourself from life. It requires you to melt in completely. So the perfect setup is not about exterior things. It's about you accepting them just like they are. To do that, you have to become completely aware of the surroundings. Everything you see, feel, and hear, in the moment you close your eyes, they become part of you. True peace is when there is no discrepancy between inside you and outside you. It's just one big moment of now in which all life is happening. There is no life and you. It's just life and you are it. Complete harmony with the present moment. That's the perfect setup. One of the biggest obstacles in the way of meditation, it's also one of the most well hidden kind of self-sabotaging thoughts: expectations. The problem with expectations is that they are keeping your mind active while constantly keeping you from experience the present moment just as it is. Expectations are preconceived ideas about something. And as long as that is your approach, you can never feel or see clear. Because when you have expectations, you are constantly trying to prove yourself right. And that has the following outcomes. By keeping your mind active In this way, you are doing the very opposite of meditation. By constantly trying to prove yourself right, you are actually overlaying your thoughts on the actual experience, constantly trying to match the actual experience with your thoughts. When you realize that things didn't turn out to be exactly the way you thought, you are feeling disappointed. You feel like it didn't even work. The core of meditation is the core of life. You are never not meditating. But for the actual process of meditation, you come to become conscious and aware of this core, which is your pure state of being. When we are playing mind games, we cannot feel the meditation anymore because we are operating at another state of being, at another frequency. We are still in the ego's area. The point, the big point, is that you can never obtain meditation through your mind because meditation is complete detachment of your mind. Okay. So you feel like you brought your conscious here now. You feel like you are completely present. You feel like you finally cleared your mind from expectations, but something still doesn't feel right. From here you have to observe what is happening, and don't worry, you are meditating already. This is just another part of meditation. It's called reflection. In the case of a very strong ego, which is a strong identification with the mind, what's happening is that when the ego feels threatened or exposed, a feeling may rise. Fear. Anxieties, itches, uncomfortable feelings, pain, boredom, sleepiness, whatever. These can all be explained in so many ways, but if they are rising in such a moment, they all have the same explanations. The struggle of the ego to keep you blind about the truth about yourself. The cycling reactions of the mind that seem louder now only because you are finally getting quieter. Or another way to say it, the ego is trying to prove you that complete detachment of the ego cannot be attained. This may be hard to be distinguished as fear, but this is what it is. Fear is what is feeding the ego, and in order to meditate, you have to detach yourself completely. The mind is not your ego, the mind is just the tool. The ego is the phenomenon produced when you are not in complete control of your mind. Meditation is the exercise to regain that control. Thanks for watching.